Okay, our first discussion is about a metacognition situation. First, I would like to say that the most important thing we learned in the metacognitive unit was that our brain connects and expands on the information that we. I agree with you. I would also like to add that I found interesting that you can control your brain when you're in a good mood. Nothing like that. So what you're saying is that if I don't feel good and I'm angry, I don't possess good. That is what I picked up from the What You Should Know About Your Brain article. I'd like to hear from Gabby. It's going to hear from
I think something like that was I agree because when I found out about how much sleeping
I also agree with that, and I found it interesting that you get the best sleep from around 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock at night, and it's different than starting going to sleep at about after 3 o'clock. Your sleep is not sleep isn't as effective. I would like to build upon Gabby's idea of 8 to 10 hours of sleep, because when we don't get enough sleep, we wake up in bad moods and don't want to do anything and are really lazy.
I agree with that too because when I don't get enough sleep, I also don't think most clearly, and it's hard for me to focus more in class.
What do you guys think about learning and new strategies that helped you the most? I felt like the note-taking strategy was very helpful because we take notes in quite a few classes, and that just that'll help me a lot. Kind of got that from the listening to note-taking strategies. I agree with you, Charlie, because note-taking is important in every class that we take, and it will, like, throughout our entire lives. What do you think, Jackie?
I thought that making notes on every other sentence or the body of a paragraph helped me because it's helped me learn or process more information in a shorter amount, and it just made it easier for me to process the information.
How about the communication portion?
The communication portion made me realize how important what you say and do is.
I agree, and I found the activity we did with the two people facing opposite directions, and when you would have to draw what the person said, I kind of learned that you have to be very specific on what you want, or else it'll just it won't really match what the other person had. I agree with that because when you don't have exact communication with the other person and you can't describe it good, it changes their perception on what you're saying.
I agree too because if someone takes what you said a certain way, it can affect your relationship or how the conversation is going to go.
Okay, Caden, what is something you've learned about yourself as a learner through this? I learned, Charlie, that I'm a better learner in a sound-free environment, whether
there's no distractions.
I would like to add to Caden's point that I felt that it really, along with what he said, it just kind of doesn't do much good if you hear what somebody says but you don't really interpret it. You just kind of space off because, I mean, then you don't know what they're saying and you don't really learn it.
I learned that everyone learns in a different way and that you shouldn't compare yourself to others because just because you learn in a different way doesn't mean you're dumb enough or more smart than any other person.
I agree with Jackie because in my group we had 2 people drawing and we had different drawings and interpreted the drawing and how they said it differently.
That's an interesting idea. I haven't heard from Gabby yet.
Something I learned about myself was reading by myself helps me understand what I'm reading because in a big group, I don't really understand the key points.
I agree with Gabby because sometimes when we're in big groups, there's lots of distractions and people don't focus a lot of the time.
I agree with that, and what Gabby said kind of goes back to like note taking, because if you don't really interpret it, I mean, it helps to take notes and all that.
But if you don't take the time to actually read and process information, then you're just wasting your time pretty much.
Gabby, what did you think about the drawing activity?
I was not here for that.
Could share what Gabby was saying.
Pretty much what we did was we sat back to back and one person was reading or looking at a picture and trying to describe like what the picture was. And the person who was drawing tried to, whatever the interpreter was saying, they tried to like recreate the picture. And if it turned out the same, then they tried it pretty much. It was actually pretty hard. It was really fun.
We found it difficult because you had to be very specific, and you just sometimes it was very difficult to understand what they were trying to say. Like I remember one of the groups had a road, and there was part of it filled in, and the drawer didn't know what the person was saying with the road and filling in part of it. So I remember that was different.
I would like to add on to Charlie's point and say that it was very difficult and you had to be super specific when describing, or else they wouldn't know like what to draw, like which direction, how big, stuff like that.
I agree with Katie and Charlie because when I was doing mine with my partner, they didn't know like where or which corner, what orientation to even have the paper as because I didn't think to tell them how to have paper. And that just made it extremely difficult because there wasn't as much communication as there should have been.
How does that all relate to everyday communication?
If you don't tell people what you're thinking, then they're gonna not understand how you feel. And you need to share your ideas in order to be heard. You can't just expect everyone to know how you feel.
I see what you mean.
What about interference? Did you learn from that idea?
It's very helpful to eliminate all distractions. And I've noticed I learn very noticeably better, like when I don't have as many distractions when I'm just in class or talking to someone. I just kind of am more into the discussion if I don't have any distractions.
I would like to add on to Charlie's point and say that that kind of connects to our cycle of communication, where if there was an interruption, the message gets changed to the receiver.
It's an interesting point.
I agree with Charlie because when there's less distraction, I focus
You can continue your thought. You want to finish up your talk here?
better. I did.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Great job, guys. Outside circle. What did the inside circle do well?
They agreed a lot.
Communication. They agreed with whom or what? Okay. Is that always a good thing though?
No.
Because then you don't get
Good.
divergent ideas, right? Did you? Let's keep that in mind. What else did we do well in the first round or the inner circle?
They did pretty good to saying what they got there.
Yeah, using their evidence. Yeah, good job.
Including everyone.
Including everyone. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Reed?
Same.
Okay, inviting people in. Anything else?
I feel like it was kind of hard to disagree because everything was kind of
Yeah, it's kind of like basic information.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we all
that
kind of read the same way.
Yeah.
well, you all had similar experiences. Okay. Had you gotten into more specific learner or strategies that were helpful to one of you? It may not have been as helpful to someone else. That's where we may have diverged a little bit. Yeah. But you all did a very good job of connecting and agreeing with an idea and explaining why, supporting that. So that's great. Outside circle, what are you hoping to improve on for your round?
Challenging ideas.
Oh, yeah, good. Challenging ideas. That's great. The outside circle, could you hear the inside circle? Okay, so not all the time. So speaking more loudly is a good thing. Yeah. Clearly, without mumbling, because that's the interference that we talked about. And we can't even hear. Big interference. Anything else the outside circle wants to make sure they improve on or keep in mind? All right, you did a great job. We're going to quickly and quietly switch places. Outer circle comes in, inner circle goes out. Outer circle, wherever you land, make sure you know, are you a summarizer of the content? Are you an evidence tracker? Or are you a connection tracker? Tracking what communication skills and connection skills are being used.
What do you want the paper that
Put it on my list, thanks.
in? Do you want to write what we did on it?
Yes, that'd be
Read, I'm
great.
sitting there.
Yep. Your name and then what you were doing, your role.
Wait, we share what you guys
Good job, guys.
what do we have to do right here?
Okay, so you are content, so you are summarizing the content. What he said. So you are going to be saying what discussion.
Talks, yeah.
Connector here, what they're doing.
So you'll be good with
No, but we just did stupid stuff. Like we gotta share some video.
Someone else.
free.
Do I have to explain it too?
Just the basics, just the basics.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
this
you don't have to
person
go
agrees
into-
with this person.
Yeah.
Who's gonna start? Yeah, all this stuff.
Oh, it's
Yeah, do you want to start?
I say Anna started.
yeah.
Anna's got the best GPA in here probably. Hey, let's speak loudly.
I agree with you, Reed.
Clearly. Let's speak clearly.
All right, great job. Does the inside circle now, our second round, do you have to have a leader?
Yes. No.
No, you can jump right in. Do you have to go in order?
No.
No. Can you build on discussion points that even the first round had?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
So we don't have to reintroduce the
no,
discussion.
you can just go right ahead. Let's start maybe again.
Okay, Hunter. What learning strategies did you find most helpful?
I learned that studying at night or before bed is more helpful, and it'll help you suck in all the information so that you can learn it more. And you should also learn or study where there's no distractions and where it's very quiet.
I agree with Hunter because I found that studying where nobody was around or no distractions helped me like understand the information better.
Xander.
I agree with Anna and Hunter because when you're in a quiet place, you can concentrate better. I agree with what Xander said about in the quiet place, and it helps you concentrate.
I disagree on Hunter's. I was late night studying
Because why?
because it just doesn't help.
Why doesn't that help you?
I know it just doesn't help.
I think it's better if you just study before, like you don't study super late, but you study before you go to bed. I believe.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Anna. Reed, what do you think is the most important information that you learned in the metacognitive portion of the unit?
I thought that the sleep information was really important because sleep is like the dictator of all the things the body does.
Very interesting. I agree.
I agree too.
Yep, I agree.
What do you think about that, Sam?
Yeah, I think when you get more sleep, you feel better and you learn easier.
Well, from the importance of teen mental health and sleep article, I found that sleeping kills toxins in your brain, and that's why it's important to get enough sleep.
I agree with that. I thought it was also interesting. In the article, you can grow your intelligence. That we learned that your brain can actually grow, and the more connections that you make, the more your brain will and can grow, and you can improve your learning.
I agree with that. In the growing your intelligence unit, we learned about how the brain is like a muscle and you can work it out so it grows.
Xander, what did you learn in the metacognitive portion of the unit?
That sleep helps your brain learn easier, opens up your mind to new things.
Very interesting.
I think learning about how the brain works helped understand metacognition.
I would like to add to that, in that it would help. It helped me in the communication unit.
Why?
Because learning about how you think and stuff, I thought helps you with how you communicate to people, knowing how you do all that stuff.
So, what did you think of the activity that we did in the communication portion of the unit?
I thought it was pretty fun, the drawing activity. We sat back to back.
I agree.
It was challenging.
Why?
Because you couldn't. It's really difficult.
I think it helped me understand how important communication is.
I agree with that. I agree as well. So, Alondra, what's something you've learned about yourself as a learner?
I'm very slow at understanding things.
What could you do to improve upon that?
Focus more and try not to get distracted.
Very interesting. Xander?
Yeah, I agree with her. Just paying attention. Listen. Hunter, do you agree with this?
I do agree. I think I'm also not a very good learner because I have a lot of distractions distracting me. If I got rid of those distractions, I'd be a better learner. What's your thoughts on the matter, Anna?
I agree. I think to be a good learner, it's just as important to be physically healthy. And we talked about that from You Can Grow Your Intelligence slideshow. And that your emotions determine the amount of information that you learn.
I agree.
Have you experienced that? Is that why you agree?
Yes.
What was your experience?
I don't remember.
What do you guys think about when we learned about the communication with the PowerPoints?
That distractions when you're communicating makes it really hard, and so if you get rid of those distractions while communicating, the communication will be much easier.
I think the facial expressions, because it helps you communicate.
I didn't know that there were different types of meanings for words.
Sandra?
I agree with Wanda because you need facial expressions, emotions, and movements to know what people are talking about sometimes.
I agree.
What do you mean by movements? Like hand gestures and stuff. Hunter, what is something you've learned about yourself as a learner?
I get distracted very easily, and if I got rid of all the distractions, it'd be a lot easier to learn. What about you?
I learned that if I keep using my brain and work it out, quote unquote, it would grow.
Very interesting.
I agree with Reed. My brain needs a big workout.
I agree with Reed because I've started to thinking about my thinking, and it's changed me as a learner.
What are your thoughts on this?
I agree.
Why do you agree?
You just need to work your brain out.
Okay.
So to summarize all of this, the metacognitive unit really helped in everything we did by learning about how we learn.
And then about the different parts of our brain and how our brain works. I agree.
I agree.
How would that help you in the rest of your life?
It will affect the way we learn in the future.
And we know the best ways that we learn, and so we can adjust how we're learning or how we need to learn so that we can learn it better.
It'll help us in jobs.
Yeah. Learning about the communication part can help us with jobs.
Because you communicate every day of your life.
What's your thought on this, Wanda?
Huh?
What's your thought on this?
I disagree.
Why do you agree with that?
Because, you know,
I found that skimming was a helpful reading strategy for me because it helped me see all the information before I read it thoroughly.
I agree with that. You can look for keywords if you need to, and then that can help you pick out information that you need.
And from personal experience, I figured out that being motivated to learn can really help too.
I also like reading the questions before, like reading the thing helps you find what you need to answer the question.
I agree.
I liked in class when we talked about what experimenting the reading strategies and seeing what works for us.
That's an interesting idea.
I wish we had learned about it earlier so that it could have helped us with our classes that we were taking.
I agree with that. So.
Which classes specifically do you think it would have been helpful to?
I think science and studies.
I probably would have used the note-taking one in math a little bit. Or a lot.
We used skimming in world studies just to see all the information, get through it quicker.
I think I would have used note taking in science because I feel like everybody just wrote down everything.
I agree with Anna. Much of the test she pretty much gave to us on notes.
Yep, I agree.
Right. Wow, another great round. You guys, I am so proud of you for your first Socratic discussion. How well you guys used the discussion connector statements and how you clarified and always went back to evidence. How you challenged someone not to just agree, but to agree because of something. That is fantastic. Outside circle, what do you feel they did well?
I feel like they kept the discussion going pretty well. They rarely stopped.
Right. There were a couple times when it did stall, but they just naturally and artfully picked it back up. Yeah, good. What else?
I also thought, like what you said with
Keep going.
you said right
Okay.
there.
You want us to come back?
Yeah.
Okay. Think about it and we'll come back. What did you say, Josh? Right. Clarifying and justifying their opinions. Good. Can you think of it?
I was just gonna say like they disagreed like more than the first round.
Okay, challenged a little bit.
Yes, and clarified a lot, and kind of went back to all the other discussions.
Right. You know, there are discussions that we have in everyday life where lots of times everybody agrees, and then it's kind of it's not all that great of a conversation. But when you really get done with the conversation where you disagreed with someone and come to a deeper understanding, man, that's a really good feeling to have that type of discussion. Okay, I am so very proud of all of you. What I would like you to do now is take your rubric and this time put a star on the skills that you said, ooh, yes, I did this, because you might have done some things, practice some skills that you didn't even intentionally say, I'm going to do this, but you found that you did it. So put a star on all the ones that you say, yes, I did. And then I need that turned in as well as your outside circle notes. And then I will be sending this video to you and your parents so that you can see all the great things that you've done. And I'm very proud of you guys for your first Socratic discussions and manuals.